Sorry?
Oh, that one, is that enough? Yeah, that's good.
Is it working?
It's not that bright, but okay.
It's a little.
It looks fine on the screen.
Oh, fine.
Oh, yeah, it does.
We're always welcome to Satsang. Welcome to Satsang. We're always welcome to Satsang. Here life is as Satsang. Here the universe is as Satsang. Here the couch is as Satsang. Here the floor is as Satsang. Here our socks are as Satsang. Satsang socks. Satsang. Here this moment is as Satsang. Mm. Mm. And in honor of this timeless invitation, I think if we go back to basics, and I still have that thing playing. Alexa, disconnect from my phone, please. Amazing. It's just magic. I figured tonight can be sweet to do a classic satsang. Classic, like the classics. Mm. Before any sense of name, before any sense of someone, before the window stays open or closed, beloved, or Patrick, can you close that window, please? Thank you. Before anything gets done, before anything gets resolved, before one's personal business gets resolved, before anything gets paid, before the world heals, before humanity ascends, before consciousness recognizes itself in ever obvious ways, before any sense of gender, before any sense of a flavor of religion, cosmology, before any sutra, any mantra, any holy scriptures, before death, before any near death experience, before any out of body experience, before, during, and after all apparent phenomena, is this that you are, this aware immediacy, this open, aware presence, this golden field of being, this unwavering aliveness, this clear, pristine, self-luminous, self-sprung, aware intelligence. Hello, aware intelligence. Aware intelligence appearing just like this. Everything scooched in, snuggled up, nothing excluded, as this universal dancing Shiva, dancing all phenomena into existence, dancing the melodies that sustain the dream, and dancing a beautiful two-step of destruction, not allowing 1 ounce of any phenomena to remain in its slumber. The dance of every moment thought, phew, beginning, middle, end, descriptions, phew, beginning, middle, end, the biochemical reactions, the emotional reactions, according to what images are beginning, middle, end. Feelings, beginning, middle, end. All phenomena, all sense of self. So wondrous, this apparently persistent dream of someone. And I say apparently persistent because the only thing that tells us there was a second ago is another thought, only appearing now. Not really persistent. There never was an actual second ago. This moment, so stable, so vast, so itself, not once made into a thing. Nothing has ever been pinched off of the wholeness you are. No force has ever been introduced to splinter any part of you. You are yourself fully now, just as you are now, forever now, just as you are now, all inclusive now, just as you are now. No actual such thing as an independent nature, just seeming as if there's an independent nature. No actual thing as pixels or subatomic particles or any cosmic Lego blocks building something from bottom up. Just seems that way. It's the confetti of the grand celebration of the wholeness that is. The dream of separation is the celebration of the wholeness that always is, that cannot be interrupted, cannot be punctured, cannot be phased, cannot be wavered, cannot be jolted into any particular state or experience. Solid, stable, mountain wisdom, deep, deep ocean wisdom, vast open sky wisdom. How fun! How reliable! How reliable! I love that word reliable because have you noticed that the tension, the anxiety, the fear, the terror begins to dawn the moment we innocently begin to rely on the mirage for our well being? The moment we begin to rely on mind, mind, please, mind, be good today. Have positive thoughts only. Have positive beliefs only. Do all the right things. Like, can I rely on my mind? It's like, oh, I'm doing so good. And then boom, bang, bang. Circumstance. Someone says something. You have a sister. Someone does this. Someone does that. And then mind goes, ching, ching. And and then we think that, okay, if I can't rely on my mind, maybe I'll rely on my emotional body, which is immediate quicksand. Oh Lord, this emotions, goodness gracious. These sweeties is like relying on a 2-year-old. It's so precious. So precious. And then if we get really spiritual, and I've read all the right books, we want to rely on our frequency and our high vibe only tribe and all of our vibrations and all of our frequencies. And I'm just going to stay really, really vibrant and really, really keep my vibration really, really high and only talk to young people and I'm not going to talk about illness or disease. I'm not going to talk about anything. Just high vibe all the time. High vibe, high vibe, high vibe, high vibe. And it's like, that's when we're the most neurotic. Oh my God. So innocent, so innocent. These attempts at peace, these attempts to be okay, the way we attempt to cope with the insanity of our own story we're telling in the moment, thinking it's the world. And so it's such a gift. So yeah, we rely, then of course we rely on our youth for a lot of us. We rely on power, we rely on money, we rely on structures, we rely on, all these things for our well-being, not noticing the source of well-being itself, the endless resource, the inexhaustible resource of well-being that is synonymous with open aware intelligence, aware presence, love itself, oceanic aliveness itself, all-inclusive, untamed roar of life itself, consciousness itself. It's so sweet and so kind that we have this option to notice how it is we're not noticing the wholeness we are, how it is we're not being the wholeness we are. That's when things really begin to get skilled. For a lot of us, myself included, there was a period where the emphasis of my seeking energy was all about how do I be more peaceful? How do I be kinder? How do I be more loving? How do I be more grounded in reality? How do I be more okay with all the bullshit that's going on in the motherfucking planet? Shit. How do I be more free? How do I be more loving? Whatever it might be. And then it was like, that's the stage that I call myself a bitch with a bindi. Oh my goodness, the neurosis. The fashion was fierce. That the Egyptian goddess musk oil that I used to wear, Lord, it smells so good, but I was such a bitch. I was like, oh my God, I gotta keep this. Gotta stay happy, gotta stay awake, gotta stay free, gotta stay liberated, gotta stay. And it was such the tension, the exhaustion, again, trying to control everything, trying to organize freedom, trying to, and such a gift, the moments of surrender. Thank goodness I still had the sense to surrender and to recognize, oh shit, there it is, enlightened ego. All right, sit in the fire pile, bitch. Let's just surrender it all. I don't know shit. I don't need to know shit. No one here to know shit. Nothing here to know about that shit. Just an open surrender, open willingness, allowing all to be as it is. That's one of the ways we come back to the center we never actually left, is to stop and give full permission for the totality of this everything bagel to just be as it is. The totality of ourselves, of our friends, of our communities, of our loved ones, of our partners, of this world. Let it off the hook. And we move from experiencing the moment through the lens of ego and distortion, innocent ego and innocent distortion, to coming back to a balanced, open view of presence and beingness and immediate relief, immediate benefit. The moment we are willing to align with what is, not our version of what is, the benefit is immediate. The relief is immediate. It's, oh. And in that, there was a shift in what I was paying attention to. Instead of wanting to learn how to become happy and hold that shit down like a cork, constantly trying to bob up to the surface, there was this sense of, oh, how am I not being the freedom that I am right now? How am I not being the infinite relief of love right now? How am I not being peace right now? And then the study began to reveal not so much how to get happy, but how is suffering caused? How is pain caused? How is neurosis caused? How is caused? And it all having to do with the innocence of this projected mind, an argument with what is, imagining something should be different than it is. Not to say that that doesn't have its place, but in that discovery, what you start noticing is that there's only two ways to do anything. Like Byron Katie says, one is in peace and one is in stress. And it was so good to discover, oh shit, I can live my life in peace. I can do everything in peace. I could be here in peace. I could say hi in peace. I could say I love you in peace. I can say, no, thank you. I don't want to go on a date with you in peace. I can say, oh, yes, baby, take me to your apartment ASAP in peace. I could say all the things in peace. I could. Yeah, do the grocery shopping, pay the bills, answer the emails, go on the flights, do a concert, do a world tour, do the thing, and it can be in peace. Have PTSD and experience that in peace, as peace, not having an argument with it. That was a huge experience, being 36, going on, no, I think I was 40. I just turned 40 in 2016, doing this world tour with my old band, Menudo, being super excited, but my inner teenager, my inner child was freaking the fuck out. Oh my gosh, dizzy spells, vertigo. I was like, what's happening? I kept going to the doctor. What's going on with his body? Like, what's? And they're like, you're perfectly fine. And I was like, it's so weird. And then I started doing my own research, and I was like, I'm probably hypoglycemic. And I would sleep with some apple and toast with peanut butter by my bed, so I could wake up in the middle of the night and eat it. So I didn't have that woozy feeling. And then I went to my doctor again, and she was like, would you like a subscription? Not subscription. Would you like a prescription to some anxiety medications? And I was like, what? I was like, there's no part of me that I have no stress. I have no. She was like, that's anxiety. And I was like, what? So it's such an education. This is like the beauty of the continued deepening as we live as awakened awareness. There's no end to the deepening. Sometimes that awakened awareness turns into a persona, and we have to protect that persona at all costs. And that's when all kinds of problems come into the play. But in our willingness to continue learning and growing and allowing life to humble us in all of its beautiful ways, and the body to humble us in all of its beautiful ways, there's such opportunity for growth. So, oh my goodness, the ways that I was able to show up for my clients in ever deeper ways, ever more compassionate and mature, loving ways, instead of like, that's just a thought, that's just a concept. It was like, no, let's be with this feeling, let's be with this energy, and really love and support. So like so once I started exploring that, it was just like, oh my God, this PTSD is so welcome here. You are welcome here forever. You never have to go anywhere. The sweetie that's 7 years old, 14 years old, 16 years old, any part of me that felt violated, afraid, betrayed, shut down. It was just like, oh no, you don't have to heal. You don't have to change. You don't have to become enlightened ever. You never have to be conscious. You never have to become Metatron or any of Melchizedek. It was like sweeties. All of the it felt like this beautiful anxiety-ridden PTSD stressful accordion of love muffins just held and the body still woozy and I did this whole tour in utter peace and compassion and love, giving this body full permission to sleep when it needed to sleep, to say no when it was time to say no, to say yes when it was time to say yes, and to heal in its own journey and to heal in its own timing, not wanting to rush it, not wanting, it was like, oh, well, this is like, I've never loved myself so tenderly before that moment. I was so grateful to the P, to the T, to the S, and the D. PTS, yes, all them bitches. Grateful. Grateful. I was like, oh my gosh, how sweet. And then it was like so beautiful to be in the presence of others having that experience, to discover that depth of being able to sit with them in that and just like, oh my gosh, you precious, precious beloved. You know, that no energetic violence. It's innocent, but it's violent. Any attempt to quelch, shove down, change, alter, stick some spiritual chakra gummy worms in their mouth. It was just like, oh, how sweet that we can all be beautiful, vibrant, vast, infinite, indescribable, and broken at the same time, and heartbroken, and afraid, and trembling, and terrified. Not separate, and then, oh my gosh, what a gift, being able to work with artists. It allowed me to have a whole new perspective on everything, that whole experience. When before that, artists will come in and it was like, I want to get rid of my insecurities. Like, okay, let's do it. Let's work on this. Let's question this thought. Let's clarify anything that's there. And it was such bullshit. I was like, oh my God, I'm throwing out all the kale. I'm throwing out all the nutrients. I'm throwing out all the yumminess. I'm throwing out all the bridges. That allowed me to see all of those energies as such nutrient rich deliciousness and total bridges, access to every heart. We all share the same vastness and we all share the same innocent absurdity. We all share the insecurity. We all share the fear of not being loved, the fear of not doing it right, the fear of not being enough, the fear of whatever it might be. And then when it comes to art and music, it was like, okay, when they would come to me, okay, I'm a singer and I want to get, I was like, oh beloved, we're not gonna get rid of any of that. That's the good shit. That is going to serve your art in ways you can't even imagine. That is some strange ass medicine. And you didn't even know you needed. You didn't even know it was in your cupboard already. You already done went to the drugstore, picked it up, put it in there. It's all here. You got it all. And then what a gift. What a gift. No part of any you and of any, it's like in that space of allowing and welcoming the human. There's no part of you that's tracking whether you're enlightened or not, which is such an innocent, egoic thing. It's like the 18-year-old saying, I'm mature. It's so cute. And then you just get to exist as wholeness, as fragrance of welcome, fragrance of love.
Did it just go away, the anxiety?
Well, that's what's so fun. It's self-released on its own in its own time. Yeah. It's self-released on its own. Sometimes it'll still come back up like a little ripple, and I'm like, oh, sweetie, welcome, 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 welcome. And and then again, in that no resistance to it, there's no part of me there's no anxiety about the anxiety, which is where things can get really, really heavy and really scary. Because then we're constantly like, oh my God, am I going to be anxious again? Am I going to be have the sweaty palms? Am I going to have the sweaty pits? Am I going to,
When's it gonna end?
when's it going to end? Am I going to have some moisture in my throat? Are my knees going to buckle? Am I, it's like, and in that welcome, but it's fun because this reminds me of like being nervous. And somehow as a kid, I had this insight or this, someone asked me right before I was like, about to perform Oliver Twist or something. I was like a 10-year-old backstage with all the makeup and my outfit and rehearsing my lines. And they're like, are you nervous? Are you nervous? And I was like, nervous. I was like, no, nerves are God rushing in. They're like, what? But as soon as they asked me, I totally saw nerves as like the whole universe rushing in, supporting a moment that's going to alter your whole existence. So of course you needed all that badass energy present. And and so it was just like angels rushing in, like, oh yeah. So anytime I had an audition or even my menudo audition or going on stage and I'd feel that energy, I'd be like, okay, bring it on. It's the angels rushing in, it's the universe rushing in, life rushing in, supporting. So that's fun. Resistance. Yeah, it's that's why I love Byron Katie has this awesome exercise that I use with my beloveds that I get to talk with clients all the time. And it's going from, I call it the only ascension. It's moving from ego identification and perception and projection to soul level experience to the Godhead, to totality of being. And it's as simple as something we resist, such as the way Byron Katie does it is there's a sentence she starts with, I never want to experience blank. So for example, if I'm working with an artist, I never want to experience judgment. All right, beloved. What planet you think you on, bitch? You never want to experience judgment, really? But it's like, of course, I get it. You never want to experience judgment. How do you react when you never want to experience judgment and you're in the presence of 1,000 people? Lord have mercy, I don't even want to get on that stage. My feet, my hands, my knees, my back, and my crack. It's just, I can't help it. I don't even know what to sing. My throat dries up. How often are you tracking if people are judging you or not when you never want to experience people judging you? All the time. How I'm walking, how I'm picking up my water, everything. It's like I don't want everything. And then it's like from that space. And then I love to ask the question, how real is separation when you never want to experience people judge you? Oh my God, it's so real. I'm so separate. I'm like totally separate all the time. I'm just separate. It's like wonderful to notice. And then the next question, the next inquiry I really love because it like opens up the windows. Oh, and before that, I love to ask them, what's the posture of the body and never wanting to experience being judged? Like really feel what that feels like energetically inside of you. And people are usually like, or like, I'm like, yes, so good to notice. That's how you're walking around. Just good to notice. And so then I love the next question. Instead of I never want to experience being judged, I am willing to experience being judged. This is when we start moving into our adulthood. I'm willing to experience being judged. And then I ask them, what does that feel like inside? For some, they have to wait a few seconds because it's like a short circuit. It's a radical question, something they never considered. Willing, because we have this kind of we we have this culturally ingrained superstition around
Yes.
calling in shit, creating our own reality, law of attraction. If I'm willing, I'm going to create being judged. And that's a strategy of ego, enlightened ego, that keeps separation consciousness and war in its made up throne. And so when we invite the willingness, that's where we actually ascend. That's why I call it the only ascension. That's when we're not experiencing life through protection, but experiencing life as the one that wants to sing, the one that can't help but to dance, the one that can't help but to draw, but to say something, but to hug, but to ask if I can help. I'm willing to experience being judged. Yeah. How often are you tracking if you're being judged if you welcome the willingness to be judged? Oh, not so much. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just here. I'm just here. People, and then it's like such compassion. It's like, oh, yeah, of course, everyone gets to have their own experience. All of you bitches get to have your own experience, and you do have your own experience. Everyone has their own experience. If people judge, all right, how wonderful. They're having their own experience. There's no sense of like trying to control or manipulate anything. There's an actual available channel for some authenticity to come through, some medicine to come through, some genuine human connection to come through. And it's delicious. Don't we love when we see someone on stage with the courage to just be themselves? It's the most, it's nectar, ambrosia. So, so, so precious. And we can so clearly see when a beloved is trying to hold it all together. Or it's just so, so, so sweet. It's like, oh, sweetie, yeah. So innocent. And so it's so wonderful. I'm willing to experience being judged. And then again, the posture, what's the posture? I'm willing, what does that feel like? Oh, they usually open, it's like a flower opening up in sunshine. Like the heart is open, arm, the hands, palms, receptive, available. So fun. And then I love that there's a next level to this shit, which is so fun. So from I'm willing to experience being judged, we move into like some badass trailblazing shit when we consider the inquiry or the statement, I look forward to experiencing being judged. I look forward. Could you imagine an artist stepping out on that stage, looking forward to experiencing being judged? Like, it is hilarious. Such presence, such willingness, such authenticity, such fire, such it's the universe experiencing itself. It's an innocent, loving, bring it on with no one to bring anything. Yes, love.
Well, I don't know if this is useful or not, but I've been doing a lot
Oh,
of.
can you pass him the mic out, phone?
Yeah, I don't know how useful this is, but I've been playing a
Oh.
lot with geometry
Oh,
and
so
transformation
useful.
and rotational transformation and all this kind of stuff.
Hey.
And there's it's called, well, there's terms for it, but actually, there's a double loop involved, just like an infinity sign.
Uh-huh.
You can imagine an infinity folded over, so it's actually two loops rather than just like that, or however you want to do it.
Loop-de-be-loo, my
So, and you
darling.
can do that, And so this is an actual geometric twisting and untwisting, you know?
A geometric twisting and
Right. So if
untwisting.
you
Oh,
hold your hand out on your
Lord.
palm
Okay.
and hold a plate,
Holding a
now
plate.
keep it level and rotate it all the way around 180 degrees.
Oh, this is like my Tai Chi movement.
That's right. Now you got it back, right?
Hey.
But it's all twisted.
Okay.
So how do you untwist it?
How?
You can go back the way you came, but keep going. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm willing to keep going,
I'm
and then
willing.
it untwists naturally
Self-release.
because it's a recursion loop rather than just a repeating loop.
Oh,
Recursion being is always referenced from the Russian nesting dolls. There's always a pattern that's being recursed, you know. And if you go here and start here, the pattern in the heart, and go out from there and do the loop, then you can run the recursion loop as you're doing those things simultaneously. You don't have to do it in 2 steps, but you can do it in 2 steps, and then you kind of have a roller coaster ride,
and it's
rather
like
than
seamless.
just, you know,
Mhm.
nice smooth ride. But that's just the geometry of it. It's
How
amazing.
beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you for that geometric embrace.
It's just because we live in this, they call it SO3 space, where we can't tell what, we don't know if we're twisted or not, right? Until you actually have that rest.
I know I'm twisted.
But I'm just saying, it looks the same. You can't tell.
So fun.
Right.
I love that. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jim.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That seamless self-releasing willingness.
Right. Yeah. It's just going through that infinity loop, and back to square one, and then you go.
That's so good. That's so wonderful. I love infinite permission slips. More and more obvious permission slips. And ways of communicating and ways of saying the same thing over and over and over again.
This is how molecules and everything work, I mean, this is,
Yay.
quantum spins and all that kind of, this is the geometry of
Ooh.
the things that
Right.
happen here. That's
I
how it
so
works.
love that. Such effervescence. Oh.
Because energy is always conserved. I mean.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah, so even no matter how you twist it, the untwisting of it is equal and opposite.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's why I'm big on equal and opposite.
Yeah.
I so love that.
It's all enantiodromia. I mean, he started it,
So good. Yay. Geometry.
Yeah, and this is so. What?
Can we pass the mic?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so a message that came to me, and it has been coming to me,
I love that.
is wholeness,
Yes.
and the universe works through wholeness. But what is your wholeness? Who is your wholeness? And I was thinking in my ugliness that was not my wholeness, but the universe doesn't pick or choose the wholeness, or God doesn't pick and choose which parts of you. It chooses all of you.
Yay.
And so as Ash was talking, and my mind piecing things together, it's almost like there's no top of the mountain. The mountain just keeps going. We keep going. There's no end to the knowing. Yeah, so.
Thank you. Yeah, no end to the knowing.
So when you were starting to talk in the beginning, and I really got a feeling, I got like a download of that endless nothingness, like you were saying. There's no happy, no sad, no car, no job, and all of this is because underneath it is the foreverness. And I got the feeling of when I was a kid, I still have the same brain and the same feeling in my awareness of the world as I do now. I didn't have I feel like I can remember being 1 year old and 2 years old and having awareness of
Yes.
everything
Yes.
and just learning English or learning walking and learning things, but having that big awareness.
That
I've
big
always been
awareness.
that thing from
Yes.
the tiny to the big.
Yeah.
And then this is my question, is that it occurs to me that all the machinations that we go through in life is in a way avoiding death. It's the more we live, the more we bring drama, the more we buy something we love, the more we fall in love, the more we cry, is just this affirmation of life. And that there's that weird, boundary between not being in body and being conscious, and then trying to hold that consciousness while we're in our body. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a weird, it's not even a question quite yet. I guess the question is that consciousness that I've had since I was born
Yes.
and all the,
I have a question for you, though.
okay,
Has that consciousness ever really been inside of a body?
no.
Yay. No.
It observes the body and
It
all the
observes the
bullshit that
body.
it's gone through.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it is not the body.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the marriage. It's not the dog
Right.
loving the dog or
Right.
crying at Hamnet. It's sweeties. It's like looking at all the millions of
Yes.
versions of what life is.
Yes.
It's like a funny, weird fractal to
Yes.
watch. Like a
Down
million,
in Fractal Rock. Yes.
like a million TV shows I'm watching of my life.
Yes.
But we think that's life.
Right.
We forget that that's not.
Right. And how fleeting it is.
Right, how fleeting it is. So why ever get mad at anybody?
Isn't that fascinating?
It's so stupid. Why ever be afraid of somebody getting mad at you?
That's so amazing. Right.
Why
Hi,
be-
mind.
Right. Why even
Yeah.
be afraid of death? Because it's just another TV
Another
show.
concept. Yeah. Another TV show. Right.
But it's strange.
Isn't that so strange and
Anyway.
so beautifully put? Yeah. Thank you. I love that TV set, like infinite, like a fly eye. All the and the one seeing it. Yeah. That's what I also love about the analogy of when we look at a screen and say we look at our phones, and how many images have we seen today in our phones? How many worlds, how many flavors of everything have appeared? All the symbols, all the waterfalls, all the cats, and all the everything. And then all of a sudden, we notice, oh, it's never been any of that. It's just a screen. It's still just a screen. No matter how many funny this I see, no matter how many ugly this I see, no matter how many headlines, it's still just a screen. And it's the same with phenomena. No matter how many lifetimes, no matter how many movies, no matter how many TV shows, no matter how many, it's still just awareness. Not really that.
In those moments.
In this moment. Yes.
Those are not moments anymore.
Right. This, yeah. It's like all those apparent ticks of a moment, like in the film, like the and the illusion of movement and the illusion of linear time is this wide open wholeness that's never been interrupted. The moment that holds the dream of the kibbles and bits moments.
And that's, for our ego, that's the problem. Our ego wants to be alive. It wants to be recognized.
Thank
It wants to
goodness.
be,
Right.
it wants to be in charge and be the one, and everything else is a dream. Don't pay attention to that other voice. And it makes it such a big deal.
Right. So exhausting.
Right. So exhausting. So exhausting in life. And just why not pick happy stuff? It sounds so trite. But why not, eat what you want, kiss who you want, do what you
Right.
want? It's
Yeah.
one life, one
Right.
time. Have fun.
That's what I love about the difference between living from our ego, which is in the resistance and the I never want to experience and the protection and the defense, is that we're no longer informed by reality. We're informed by fear, informed by false evidence appearing real. And that's, for a lot of Buddhist teachings, the invitation is to move from being informed by little mind to being informed by the wisdom we are. And the moment we are open and willing and available, it's like we live by our resonance and we eat our resonance, we kiss our resonance, we work our resonance, we art our resonance, we sing our resonance. It's like life naturally invites us to whatever the poetic play is, and it's so very sweet. Our words are informed by the compassion we are, the wisdom we are, the open hearted human we are, the vulnerability we are. Our art is informed by that. Our actions are, it's so, it's so lovely. Not to say that everything's always going to be perfect. It's just such a willingness for the plot twist and for life to be life and to stumble and fall and shove your foot in your mouth and all the things and come back again to this 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 loving intelligence we are.
Every problem seems like it's a new problem.
Yeah.
Without that understanding of the length. When you think of your whole life, if you just
Yeah.
feel like you have been your whole life and all the millions of problems that happened in your life, that when you were in pain, when you were bleeding, when your mom was mad,
Yeah.
got in a car accident, got divorced, whatever it is, they're no longer in this moment, right? I mean,
Right.
and so in this moment, let's say I have to pay bills and I'm going to be really upset. I don't have enough money in the bank. I can get upset about, oh my God, I don't have money. And I'm so, where am I going to get money? I'm so poor.
Right.
And really feel those icky feelings. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of negative feelings around not
Yeah.
feeling like you're producing or you can
Right.
afford life.
Right.
But it's the same level of feelings that I had the rest of my 70
That's
years.
right. Mind. Uh-huh.
And I'm still here.
And
And
you're
I'm still
still
can pick
here.
happy. It's
Yes.
so
Yeah.
weirdly simple.
So simple, right?
And
And
we
that's
make it so
what I love is that
complicated.
you're speaking to what we discover. We have the choice to emphasize. We're either emphasizing our descriptions, which is all the, it's I love the inquiry of Byron Katie. Other than what I'm thinking and believing, am I okay right now? Other than what I'm thinking and believing, do my socks match right now? Other than what I'm thinking and believing, is my butt fully accepted by this couch right now? Other than what I'm thinking and believing, is the air, is the oxygen totally trusting whatever's going to happen inside of me right now? It's so wondrous. And we have that. That's one thing that's really sweet. We get to recognize in all the universe, let's say in all the dimensions and all the realms, we have the choice to either emphasize descriptions or emphasize open intelligence. We discover that there's an intelligence without us having to name and label everything. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I thought that I had to rely on the education of my mind so I can function in this world. And then we discover a whole new way of being that has nothing to do with mind. Oh, sweet little cootie, little booty, booty, chooty. And it's just like, oh wow, I don't have to have one thought, one description, one judgment, it's like, this is trustworthy, this intelligence, this love, this yes, this, reminds me of like, I see my feet moving when I was going to meet with this tribe, with these anthropologists as a 20-year-old, and mind started coming in, and my mind and the sense of like my family's mind, like I heard all my grandmother saying, ah, Sigrid, ¿qué tú estás haciendo, niño? You don't have any baby wipes. You don't have any mosquito repellent. You don't have any food. You're gonna die in the jungle. Sigrid, por favor, go back to the city. And then also I was hearing like, oh my God, you're going to be a guinea pig. This tribe are actual headhunters. They're going to cut your head off and put that bitch in a pickle jar. And you're never going to go back home. Nobody knows what you're doing. There's no MySpace or Facebook. There's no documenting my journey on Instagram. It was like, oh my God, I can completely disappear. No one will ever know what happened to me, where I went. All these thoughts, right? Mind. And I wasn't informed by that. I noticed it, but I saw my feet. And I was like, oh, that's the wisdom I'm trusting. That's the conversation I'm having, foot with earth and moving in that direction. That's what I'm saying yes to. That's what I'm saying yes to. And so yeah, it's incredible how we have this option. Yeah, fully available here. Not one anything ever need to be realized, not one extra thing need to be let go of, not one extra thing need to be purified, not one nothing ever needs to happen again for you to be the fullness of aware, loving intelligence that you are just as you are, just as you sit, just as you breathe, this instant. Freedom as immediate perception, as Candace O'Denver says so succinctly. Love as immediate perception, consciousness as immediate perception, freedom as immediate perception, safety as immediate perception. This. May the mantra be this too, this too, this too. And then we unplug from the matrix, and our lives exist as grace in the matrix, as joy in the matrix, as benefit in the matrix. And we're no longer contributing to the strife and the suffering of the world. It's like when we want to really show up as a presence of benefit for the planet and really do something to support all the madness that's happening, the place where it's most effective and most powerful, uh, in Buddhist terms, where there's the most merit for fun, is when we stop and are willing to awaken to ourselves now. We wake up from the dream here. And in that, oh my God, what a gift. What a gift. What a gift. It's like in the story of it, that option is more readily available in the atmosphere. It's a more obvious choice that anyone on the planet, in any which corner of the planet, those in the rubble, those in the lines for a piece of cheese, those in Cuba with no light or power right now, everyone has access to this option, to this option, to this benefit, to this love, to this kindness. While we show up. And that's why my favorite word's available. Available is the intersection of our true nature and the dream of hands and hearts and voices. Join hands and hearts and voices, voices, hearts and hands. Do you remember that song? No? That was the song that they were singing in the movie Dirty Dancing at one point. Join hands and hearts. It was kind of like a background choir while there was like some drama happening with the main characters. But of course, this little Gemini singing fool was like, join hands and hearts and voices. Oh, wow. Well, Jim, I mean, come on. It's pure geometry. Yes,
Okay, sorry, I'm hogging tonight.
I love it.
So one question. When you're in the middle of it, let's say you're in the middle of Cuba or you're in the middle of the fire that was here
Right,
in Superior,
right,
and everything seems so over real and over
right,
scary and over the worst thing ever that you can imagine.
right,
And your nervous system is out to lunch. You're being electrocuted
right.
internally. How do you, what would be your suggestion for in that moment, how to bring yourself back to the that awareness of it's a page in my book of my whole life and
Right,
I can relax into the wisdom of everything that's happening.
right. Well, just first of all, the innocence of the reaction of the fear and the terror and the stress and just the innocence of that. And it's okay to have that experience, obviously, if it's unfolding. This is where I really love, learning about the work, self-inquiry. When we have an argument with what is, we are not present. We are attempting to fight with God about them. We're not in our business. We're in God's business. This fire shouldn't be happening. This war shouldn't be happening. These people shouldn't be killing us. We shouldn't be starving. This of course there shouldn't be war. Of course people shouldn't be starving. Of course. But when we're talking about availability in the moment, when you're not in an argument with any of that, it's not that you're condoning it or you're the one causing it, but when you're not fighting with reality, you are available, you are present, you are clear. So, for example, when speaking of the fire, I was in this very house doing my thing all day. I never have the TV on. I only watch streaming services. If I ever do watch a TV moment or a YouTube moment, I don't listen to the news. I have no clue what's going on. And there's some really great windows here, and I barely hear anything that's happening outside when the windows are closed. It's like a sweet little, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call from a dear friend saying, everyone's evacuating Costco because it's on fire. I was like, what? What? She was like, and she sends me a tweet. And there's a video of people running out of Costco and it being on fire, the Costco right across the street. And I never imagined that there could be a fire. I was like, oh, fires happen in the mountains. They don't happen in the city. Like, they don't happen here. Like, and she's like, you need to evacuate now. And I was like, what? And then I look outside and it looked like I was in Abu Dhabi or I was in the desert. This giant dust storm. It seemed like I couldn't see the flames, but I saw this giant dust storm coming. And in a matter of seconds, I let my roommates know we have to evacuate now. And it was so clear. There was no, this shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be. It was like, okay, I got my computer, uh, um, and that was it. I got my computer and my charger and my phone, and I put it in a little bag, and I got in my car. My roommates got in the car, and then, no kidding, as soon as we opened the garage, that Abu Dhabi was on top of us. That dust storm, that flames, fire right across the street. That whole section burnt down. Fire on this side, that whole part, top part of that part, burnt, was on fire. Fire here, fire there. When that garage opened, full on smoke and fiery debris rushing in. And noticing, hi mind, there was no sense of this shouldn't be happening. This is, we're gonna die. This is, it was just like, okay, what's to do? As soon as I noticed they backed out first, then I backed out. And then as we were leaving, I was like, holy shit, thank goodness I can see 2 feet in front of me. Amazing. I can see 2 feet in front of me. And that's all we need. It was so clear. Like, I don't need to see anything else. And we just kept moving and moving and moving. We finally got to this intersection over here, and there was a cop there with like a light, and there was debris flying everywhere, cardboards on fire, hitting the windows, and it was like just just noticing, just and as we're going, there was no thought of where we're gonna go, what's gonna happen for the week, is this what did I bring? It was just like so available to the moment. And then I get a phone call from a dear friend who was like, "Oh, hey, I saw that there's stuff happening. If you need a place to stay, I rented an Airbnb on Pearl Street for a whole week, but I can't go now because there's something else happening, but you can have it." And as we're moving, we went right to this beautiful Airbnb on Pearl Street. Well, before that happened, as we're going through, there was fire on both sides. We had to go all the way to south. We had to go down McCaslin. The expressway was closed. The 36 was closed. There were trucks that had blown over in the expressway because it was so windy that day. And so we went through the neighborhood that really burnt down. Fire on both. You could feel. Yes. And on McCaslin, we can feel the warmth inside with even with the windows closed. Like we can feel the fire inside the car, like you were being toasted. And so we just kept on going. And then as soon as we got to South Boulder, we made a left and went to 75th Street, right by your house. And at one point, it all just opened up and there was a clear sky. It was windy, but we could see. And then behind us was the insanity of that fire and of that smoke. And we went straight to this Airbnb. Um, and even as that was unfolding, it was just like, how can I be available? Who else is not have their who else had to evacuate? Who else? How can we show up? Who needs free sessions? Who needs free and and that was just it. And then I had friends that were like, "Oh, your place burnt down," because they were watching the news and they saw that right by the sports stable that some of the places burnt down. And sure enough, the one right in front of us burnt down. The one right behind us, half of it burnt down. But at that point, we had no clue. We couldn't come back here to look. So just like, oh, wow, my place shouldn't have burned down. Is that true? And my place did burn down. Is that true? I don't know. I have no clue, and I'm willing. In that willingness again, the place where the tension and the fear and the happens is in the resistance, is in the believing, is in the causality of things. And so because I know that, there was a gift of availability and willingness. And
And you thought you lost everything.
there was a moment where it was just like maybe I did lose everything, and then and then where my mind would go was like, oh, I'm so curious if I go back and find the crystals, like maybe the crystals survived, and I'll be able to like pick one up out of the rubble and be like, I got a crystal from the fire. Like who knows? Like that's where my mind would go into like these kind of like sweet moments of like, you know, yeah, yeah. Same when I had that kidney stone moment in Crestone. No argument with it, a willingness, availability, and and noticing the uninterrupting reality of kindness. It was like every second. What was happening? Kindness. What was that? What when the body fainted from so much pain and the hand reached and grabbed that door somehow of the car door? Kindness. That there was a bag at my feet when the body started vomiting in pain. Kindness. That there's this bag. My friends that knew to call the ambulance, right? As we had this hour-long drive, they had no clue. I had no clue it was a kidney stone. We were just like, oh, the body's doing some fun stuff. It's good. And it was just kindness when the ambulance, we were on the bumpy roads, and the paramedic was trying to put the IV in my arm with all those bumpy roads in the mountain going on that hour drive to Salida. It was like kindness. I was like, oh wow, look how kind, he can't even do it. And so then there was a willingness to, I noticed, I was like, excuse me, could you ask the driver to stop and pull over for a moment and you can put in my IV? And he was like, even as I was going, like, even my body was going like this because of all the sensations and the pain. And he was like, okay. So yeah, I say, could you pull over? The driver was like, what? Can you pull? Sure enough, the driver pulls over. They're putting in the IV, but of course, my sweet friends that were following the ambulance were like, "Oh shit, he died!" I hear them running up to the window, begging us, "What's happening?" And they're like, "Oh no, no, he asked us to pull over so we can put in." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's very on brand. That's very, that's very him." Yes. So it's interesting. We always have the option to notice. We have our mind's version of the moment and we have reality's version of the moment. How we soften from the mind's version to reality's version is we recognize descriptions and we, instead of emphasizing those descriptions by believing them or following them, we emphasize open intelligence. We emphasize allowing. We emphasize God. Yeah. Open intelligence. I know. So sweet. Open intelligence. What time is this being open? It's 8 and 15. Lord have mercy. We're going to do a little song and dance and we're going to say goodnight. Is there a particular song anybody wants to hear?
You have a poem or one of your recent poems?
I do have a recent poem. I have a recent poem. What is in there? That poem? Actually, mm, this is a poem that I'm still working on, but how fun to give you the raw, unpolished version. Yes, feel free to judge away, beloveds, at the prose, at the lack of whatever.
Maybe we can judge before, get it all over with, and then you can
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, tell me about it.
It was Daryl.
it was too long, it was too short.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't like the bridge.
So
The
good.
chorus wasn't good. Chorus was
So
backup
good.
singers.
So good. So good. This one I'm exploring pillars. So we got some pillars.
All right.
Pillars.
Pillars.
Pillars of salt.
Pillars of
The
salt.
community.
Call me Martha. Okay. One day we stopped arguing with the sky. Wah, wah. One day we stopped arguing with the sky. We stopped pretending that the ocean was separate from the wave or that the forest belonged to the axe. One day humanity finally woke the fuck up. Like someone rubbing their eyes after a very long dream, and someone whispered, "Oh, it was always us." Not me and you, not us and them, just one magnificent, many voiced, breathing, laughing, crying, learning organism called humanity. And the first pillar of the new world was simple. We remembered what we are. We remembered, we noticed who we are. Not the costume, not the nationality, not the belief system, not the religion, not the body we arrived in, but the luminous field of loving awareness that had been quietly watching the whole play unfold all along. The second pillar rose naturally. Difference became sacred. Temples, mosques, churches, forests, dance floors, drums and prayers and silence, hijabs and saris and blue hair and green hair and bare feet and piercings. No thing to fight about. No things to fight about. But flavors in the great cosmic soup. No one asked, which path is correct? We asked instead, how beautiful that the infinite likes to dress up over and over again. The third pillar, everybody was safe to be a body. Finally, everybody was safe to just be a body. Gender loosened its tie and kicked off its shoes. Love stopped asking permission. Desire stopped hiding in shame filled basements. People loved who they loved as easily as rivers find the sea. And sexuality, once twisted by repression, became what it had always wanted to be, a dance between freedom and tenderness. Freedom tenderness. The fourth pillar flowed like water, and speaking of water, everyone had some. Clean water, sweet water, water that tasted like mountains remembering rain. Food grew everywhere, local orchards, community gardens, tomatoes so red they looked like small suns. No child ever again wondered where dinner was coming from. We all sat at the table. The fifth pillar, energy without conquest. The wind turned our cities, the sun powered our dreams. The tides hummed quietly beneath the grid. New tech Oil wars became stories our grandchildren couldn't quite believe. Wait, they said laughing. Hold on. You mean people used to fight each other for what the sun gives away for free? For real? That's really what y'all did? The sixth pillar, compassion, became our reflex. When someone fell back into fear, racism, sexism, hatred, division, we didn't exile them. We surrounded them, not with punishment, but with understanding, because by then we knew something simple. Stressful thoughts are just clouds passing through a wounded sky, and every sky is still the sky. And the seventh pillar was beauty. Parks where parking lots used to be, cities that sang, murals blooming on every wall, musicians on street corners reminding everyone that joy is a public resource. Art was no longer decoration, it was oxygen. And the eighth pillar, perhaps the most surprising, war became impossible. No illegals, not illegal, impossible. Because you cannot bomb your own heartbeat. You cannot invade your own lungs. By then it was obvious humanity is one body, and hurting another felt exactly like punching yourself in the face. And one quiet evening, as we stood together on a healed planet under a galaxy that had been waiting patiently, we received a message. Not in words, more like a feeling in the bones of the universe. Welcome, the message said. Welcome, beings of Earth. You are ready. You are now finally ready. Ready to join the great conversation of stars and civilizations and beings who learned long ago that consciousness likes to explore itself through love and kindness. And we said, thank you. We're still learning, but we're finally available. Available to serve the universal good with our strange little miracle called humanity. And somewhere in the silence beneath it all, I told you this is a work in progress. This is when I write like a bunch of bullshit and then I put it all together. But how's fun? And somewhere in the silence beneath it all, the same loving awareness that had always been here smiled, because the truth is, nothing new had happened. We simply noticed what we had always been. One people, one mind, one love. Hey, yeah. Thank you so very much for the satsang. I am so grateful for how you show up in this world. For everything that you said yes to. And all the things you said no to, no to. I am grateful. Yeah. Nobody can do you like you do you. Nobody can be you like you be you. Nobody can sing or art or speak or see the way you see. And no, 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 no. I am so grateful. We've shared so many beautiful moments together. I love the intimacy of our time together. All the sweetness, all the vulnerability, all the joy, all the human shit, all the divine shit, all the earth-like, war-like, crazy-ass shit. And somehow still we can stand tall as our true nature, as the spirit that has never been stuffed inside the body, and sing a choir of truth. Sing as a choir of light. Sing as a choir of that which includes and transcends every timeline. Oh, yeah. So grateful. Thank you for this time, for this moment, for this life. I love you. Blessings. Thank you for the satsang. Bye, beloveds. Thank you. If you'd like to leave a little donation, you can do so online at Ash Ruiz on Venmo. Ruiz. Or you can leave a little donation in that little blue thing. But thank you all so much. Please go to my website, ashruiz.com, if you're curious about coaching options or having a weekend immersion here at my home where we explore this invitation through plant medicine and all kinds of other sweet little processes and modalities to support this noticing, this recognition, this deepening. Okay, I love y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna have to move this. You're gonna see the whole setup, okay?